Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss a new topic, that is how to change rational numbers in decimal form. So I welcome all of you to today's class. I think all of you listen very well and understand the techniques. Okay. So let us move to the topic, how to represent the rational numbers in the form of decimal number. You know that in a decimal number there are whole part and a decimal point and decimal part. Then now we are going to study the representation of rational numbers into decimal form. Dear students, the steps to change rational number into its decimal form is that we have to divide its numerator by the denominator. Divide the numerator by the denominator. So we continue this division until the remainder becomes 0. But sometimes when we divide, the remainder never becomes 0. Division continues. Sometimes some digit may be repeated without any stop, or sometimes different digits may be repeated, but the remainder never comes 0. So when the remainder comes 0, then such type of decimal is called terminating decimal. That means its decimal part terminate. Terminate means stops. After some times, after some stages, the decimal part will stop. That is called terminating decimal. So in such decimal, the remainder will become 0 when we divide. But sometimes when we divide, the remainder never becomes 0. At that time, the digit may be repeating, particular digit may be repeating, or some digit may not be repeating. They are different digits, they occur. So such a decimal number is called a non-terminating decimal. Non-terminating decimal. Non-terminate means not stopping. But sometimes digits are repeating, sometimes digit may not repeat. They different digits follows. So this is the ways of representing a rational number into its decimal form. This we can see with the help of an example. Convert ten upon 4 into decimal. So as I told, we have to divide the numerator by the denominator. So I am dividing here this 10 upon 4. I am going to write 10 upon 4 here, and then I am dividing 10 divided by 4. 4 2s are 8, and then subtraction 2. Then there is no digit, so we write 0 at that time, 1 point here. Then 4 5s are 20. So after this stage, the remainder comes 0, and the decimal part that also stopped. We changed this 10 upon 4 into rational numbers, that is equal to decimal numbers, that is equal to 2.5. Here you can see that it's a terminating decimal, because the decimal part they stop after some stage. The remainder is 0. Therefore, it is a terminating decimal. So in this way, we can change a rational number into its decimal form. Okay. Let us solve another example. 10 upon 3. This 10 upon 3, when in order to change to decimal form, we have to divide 10 by 3. 10 divided by 3. Then 3 3s are 9. Subtract 1 and 0 at that end point. Then again 3 3s are 9. Then again remainder 1. Then 3 3s are 9. It will continue like that. So 10 upon 3 is equal to 3.333, like that it will continue. And as the digit is repeating, we can write a bar over the repeating digit. Which digit is repeating? Above we place a bar, a line, that means this digit is repeating. So this is a non-terminating decimal. Non-terminating means the decimal part never stops. Such decimal numbers are called non-terminating decimal. Therefore, 10 upon 3, when we convert to decimal number, it is changed to a non-terminating decimal. Let us take another example. 6 upon 7. 6 upon 7 is equal to, we divide here, 6 divided by 7. As 6 is a smaller number and 7 is bigger, therefore we place 0 at that time, a point, decimal point in the answer. Then 6, 7, 8 times. 7 8s are 56. Then we subtract. Then we get 4, 40. 7 5s are 35. Then we again subtract 5, 50. 7 7s are 49. 49, remainder 1, 10. 1 7s are 7. 3, 30. Then 7 4s are 28. Again 20. 7 2s are 14. Again 6. 60. Again this 60 is repeated. That means if we continue again, then these same digit may repeat here. So that we can write 0.85. 6 upon 7 is equal to 0.857142. And if we continue the revision, we know that this digit again may repeat. Therefore, we write a decimal line over that. This is also a non-terminating decimal, means the decimal part never stops. So in this way, students, we can convert rational numbers into decimal numbers. So what is the step for converting that? We divide the numerator by denominator until the remainder becomes 0. Sometimes the remainder never becomes 0. So in this way we can convert rational numbers into decimal number. Now we can just go to the exercise part and then solve some question from the exercise. Okay. Exercise 3.4, first question. Express each of the following rational numbers as decimal. Okay, students, we have already studied and we have already solved 2 examples. We divide the numerator by the denominator. So here numerator is 15. 15 divided by 4. Then 4 3s are 12. Remainder 3, 30. 4 7s are 28. Remainder 2. And here you know that when we place the 0, we must put the point here. And then 20, how many times? 4 times. 5 times. 4 5s are 20. 0. So here we can write 15 upon 4 is equal to 3.75. Here we got 0. That means it is a terminating decimal. Then second question, there are some other questions. That is a homework for you. Already many examples we have solved. I think you caught up that question, how to solve it. Now write 5 rational numbers which can be expressed as terminating decimal. Write 5 rational numbers which can be expressed as terminating decimal. Students, every terminating decimals, if you take is fraction form, or if rational numbers, if you take the denominator of that rational number, if the factors of denominators of any rational number is either 2 or 5 or both 2 and 5, then that rational number is a will be a terminating decimal. When we convert it into decimal form, that rational number will be a terminating decimal. What's the condition? Its denominator should, if you factorize the denominators, its factors include 2 or 5 or both 2 and 5. Then such rational numbers we can express as terminating decimal. So here we have to write 5 rational numbers which can be expressed as terminating decimal. So we have to write 5 rational numbers, but make sure that its denominator factors of denominator will be 2 or 5. So here we can write denominator 2 or 5. Then such rational numbers may be a terminating decimal. So we can write 5 numbers only one condition, that its denominator should be 2 or 5. So we can write 7 upon 2. 7 upon 2. That is one rational number. And another 3 upon 5. Another 12 upon 2. And 6 upon 5. And 1 upon 2. So all these rational numbers, you know that all these rational numbers, their denominator is 2 or 5. Or if any other denominator also, suppose if we take a 10 as denominator, then its factor of 10 is 2 and 5. So that also when we convert into decimal form, it will be a terminating decimal. So you can write any rational numbers whose denominator is 5 or 2. These rational numbers, when you convert it into decimal form, it will be a terminating decimal. Okay, now we move to the next question. Question number 3. Convert each of the following fraction into simplest form. Following in fraction, we have to convert. This decimal number is given. We have to convert into fraction, means rational numbers. In the form of fraction, we have to express this, and we have to cut and reduce in smallest form. So here, students, here you can see 0.16. In a fraction, you know that there are numerator and denominator. So here, what will be the numerator? Very simple. We have to ignore this decimal point and write the numbers as numerator. Ignore the point, avoid the point, and write the full number as a numerator. And in denominator, first we write 1, and then we see after decimal how many digits are there. After decimal, here 2 digits are there. That means 2 decimal places are there. Therefore, we place 2 zeros here in denominator after writing 1. Okay, I think you understood that. First of all, in a fraction, numerator and denominator both needed. So in numerator, we write the number without the decimal point. We ignore the point and then write the number. And in denominator, we write 1, and then after point, how many decimals, how many digits are there that we count, and accordingly we place a 0. Here after decimal, 2 digits are there, therefore we place 2 zeros. Now it is changed to a fraction, and we have to express in its simplest form also. We can cut and reduce this. When we cut and reduce this 16 and 100, we can see that by 2 we can cut 8 and 50 we get when we cut by 2. Then again this number can be cut by 2. 2 4s are 8 and 2 25s are 50. Now we cannot cut by any common factor, so the lowest form of this is equal to 4 upon 25. Okay, so I think you understood how to change a decimal into fraction. How to change the decimal into fraction? Ignore the decimal point and write the number in numerator, and then in denominator, after writing 1, we count the number of decimal places in the number, and then according to that we place the respective number of zeros, and then we can cut and reduce into smallest form. Okay. Now we solve question number B. 7.575. We have to convert to fraction, and also we change it into simplest form. So this 7.575 we write numerator. In numerator part we write the number avoiding the decimal point, means the full part. Don't write only the decimal part, but full number without a decimal, ignoring the decimal we have to write. And then denominator, after writing 1, here how many digits are there? Decimal digits are there, 1, 2, 3 decimal digits. So we place 3 0. So its fractional form is 7575 upon 1000. Now we change it into simplest form. We can cut and reduce this. You know that 7575 and 1000. We can cut by 5 both numbers. Then we get 1, then 5, 1, 5. And here we get, if we cut by 5, we get 200. Then 1515 divided by 200. Again we can cut by 5. Then we get 3 5s are 15, 0 and 3 5s are 15. And here we can cut, then we get 40. 45s are 200. Then there we get 303 upon 40. Now there is no common factor to cut and reduce. Therefore, the smallest form of this number is 303 upon 40. Now we expressed this decimal number into its fractional form and in simplest form. Okay. So there are some other remaining questions that's you how do you do as a homework. Dear students, today we start another chapter that is chapter 4, decimals. What do you mean by decimal, students? So decimal means a fraction with denominator 10, 100, thousands or etc. or 10,000, lakhs like that. And the denominator is tens, hundreds, thousands or 10,000s etc. Then such fractions, they are called decimal. We can express that numbers as a decimal. So any fraction with the denominator 10, hundreds and thousands, they are called the decimals. And in a decimal, you can see here example, a fraction with the denominator 100, thousands, 10, 100, thousands, etc. are called decimal. Example 365 out of 10. We can express 336.5. So this is a decimal number. 137 upon 100. 1.37. This is also a decimal number. So in a decimal number, when you see this decimal, you can see some important parts of the decimal numbers. Before the decimal, on the left of the decimal, that part is called a whole part. And on the right side of the decimal point, and that is called a decimal part or fractional part. It is also called a fractional part or decimal part. And this dot, that is called a decimal point. It is a decimal number is separated both ears by a decimal point. So left side this is whole part, and right side this is a decimal part, and in the center there is a decimal point, and we can read this as 615.7635. So take your students, after the decimal, all the places we have to each digit we have to say separately. We don't say that 7,635 means 615.7,635. That is wrong way. That is wrong. And how to read a decimal point? 615.7635. In this way, we can read the decimal number. That all things you have studied in 4th class and 5th class and everything. That I like to repeat that now. Now we see, understand what is a decimal number and what is whole part, what is decimal part, and what is a decimal point. And now in this chapter we study about the 4 operations of decimal numbers like addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division of decimal number. How to perform these 4 operations, that we are going to study. So first we study the addition of decimal numbers, addition and subtraction of decimal numbers. How to add and subtract the decimal number, that we are going to discuss now. Okay. Now how to add and subtract the decimal numbers. In smaller classes already you have studied. Just I want to revise what you have studied in the previous classes. Now subtract, addition of decimal numbers. Dear students, while adding the decimal numbers, you have to take care that whole part should be written under whole part and decimal part should be written under decimal part. That means that should be written in the proper order, otherwise the answer will be wrong. Whole part should be under whole part and decimal part should be under decimal part, and decimal point is under decimal point. For addition and subtraction, we follow the same method. And afterwards, the addition and subtraction is normal. How we add the normal whole numbers, in the same way we added the decimal number also. So first of all, I will show you how to arrange the numbers for addition. First of all, 31.135 and 0. Here you know that here in whole part only 0, so we start from here. Decimal should be written under decimal, and then 251. Then we are so take care that decimal part should be under decimal part and whole part should be under whole part, and the decimal should be under decimal. In this correct order we write, and then we can add the numbers. So addition is normal. Whole numbers, how we add, the same way only. 5 plus 1 6, 3 plus 5 8, and 3 then decimal, then 1 3. So here we can see that 31.135 plus 0.251 is equal to 31.386. So in this way we add. Now we solve how to subtract the decimal numbers. Subtract 6.053 and 2.167. And here we have written in correct order. Then after we subtract 13 minus 7 is equal to 6. And here 14 minus 6 is equal to 8. And here 9 minus 1 is equal to 8. Then point. Then here what is remaining? 5 minus 2 is equal to 3. So here we got 3.886. We solve the questions from exercise 4.1. First one, add the following. Already I have explained. Add the following numbers. How to add the numbers? Here we arrange in the proper order. Here you can see that in decimal part, here last two numbers, two decimal places are there, but here only one decimal place. So we can put a 0 here. And then we can add 9 plus 2, 11, remainder 1, 6 plus 7, 13 plus 5, 18, remainder 1, 1 plus 4, 5, plus 1, 6 and 1. So here we got 16.81. 16.81. Now let us see how to find the difference. Difference means subtract. So here 125 minus 18.132. 125, here only whole part, decimal part is not there. Therefore, in the second number, but decimal part is there. Therefore, here after 125, we put the decimal point and then 3 zeros, because in second number 3 decimal places are there. Then we subtract. Then after writing the numbers, we subtract the number 0 minus 2. It's not possible. 10 minus 2 is equal to 8. 9 minus 3 is equal to 6. And 9 minus 1 is equal to 8. And here 15, that is changes to 14. 14 minus 8 is equal to 6. And 1 minus 1 is equal to 0 and 1. 106.868 is the subtraction result. Now let us move to the next simplify the following question. Simplification means it includes subtraction and addition together. So here 34.2 minus 28.639 plus 9.057. First we subtract these two numbers, and with this result we add the next number. So first of all we are going to subtract here 34.2 and here 28.639. Here 3 decimal place, but here only one remaining 2 0 we put and make them like decimals, and then we can subtract. 10 minus 9 is equal to 1, and 9 minus 3 is equal to 6, and 1 minus 6, 11 minus 6 is equal to 5, and here now remaining 3, 13 minus 8 is equal to 5, and here 2 minus 2 is equal to 0. So 5.561. Here we got, after subtracting this, we got 5.561 plus 9.057. Here we add 5.561 plus 9.057. We can add 7 plus 1, 8, 6 plus 5, 11, and 6 point and 14. So 14.618. 14.618. That is a simplified answer of the question. Okay. So there are some questions which we have not solved. That's a homework for you. Do that. Okay. Now we move to the next question. That is word problem in exercise 4.1. 4 word problems are there. That is 4, 5, 6, and 7. So fourth question. Question I am not writing, only answers part I am writing. The question is this: the sum of two numbers is 15.84. Means two numbers they are added, then its sum is 15.84, and that one number is 8.4. Then find the other number. What to do to find the other number? Example: the sum of two numbers is 10, and one number is 2. Then which is the another number? That means 10 minus 2 is equal to 8. 8 plus 2 is equal to 10. You know that. So here also we subtract the numbers. Sum of two numbers, that is actually 15.84. 15.84, that is sum of two numbers, and the given number, one number is equal to 8.4, and the other number is 15.84 minus 8.4. That we subtract here. 15.84 minus 8.4. Here no digit, therefore we can place 0. 4 and 4, then 15 minus 8 is equal to 7. So the other number is equal to 7.44. If 7.44 and 8.4, if we add, we get 15.84. Sum of two numbers is 15.84, and one number is this. Sum means it is addition. Two numbers added, then we got this, and one number is 8.4. Then what is other number? In order to find out the other number, we subtract, and then we got 7.44. This is the other number. And listen, question number 5. That's a homework for you. You find out that. Anil bought 2.5 kilogram of fruit and 8 kilogram of vegetable and 500 gram of dry fruits. Find the total weight. Total weight means you have to add. Means the weight of fruits 2.3 means 2.300 and 8 kilogram. 8 kilogram means 8.00. And then vegetable and fruits 500 gram. 500 gram, how we write? 0.500. Then we can add all the things. Then question number 6. A bag contains 35.80 kilogram of salt, and weight of an empty bag is 0.825 kilogram. What's the weight of the bag with salt? It means here one bag salt weight is given and empty bag weight is given. Then with the bag and salt, how much is the weight? That means total weight. We have to add that. So here weight of salt is equal to here first step is weight of salt, that is equal to 35.80 kilogram, and weight of empty bag is 0.825 kilogram. Then what's the weight of the bag with the salt? For that we have to find out 30.800 plus 0.825. Both we add in one side 35.800 and 0.825. Both add. Then 5, 2, 8 plus 8, 16, and 6 and 3. Means the total weight of the bag with the salt is 36.625 kilogram. Okay, I think you understood that. Now, seventh question, that is a homework for you. From a nylon rope, the piece of 1.5 meter is cut off. One nylon rope, we don't know how much is the length. From that 1.5 meter, means 1.500, is cut out. The length of remaining after cutting 2.7 meter is there after cutting. So what was the length of the nylon rope at the beginning? Means before cutting, what was the length? For that, what we want to do, we want to add the part that is cut off with the part that is remaining. The remaining part and the cut off part, if we add, we get a total length of that rope. That's a homework for you. So these are today's work and today's class. I think today we have studied about, in the third chapter we studied about the last part, how to change a rational number into decimal form, and then how to represent decimal into fraction. These two things we studied last exercise. And in the fourth chapter we studied about decimals and how to add the decimal and how to subtract the decimals. Relating to that, we solved some questions, and remaining question, that's a homework. So students, I hope that today's topic everybody understood very well. So if you have any doubt, you can connect me through Google Meet and other ways you can use to clear your doubts. Okay, so thank you for attending today's class.